Okay, so back to the first page here. I have a record collection. I usually go in stores to find my records that I want, but Urban Outfitters, because they're a big corporation instead of small, locally owned record shops, they get a lot of the limited edition and more interesting LPs than the normal stores that I go to. So, um, the first thing on the Urban Outfitters page is this is their landing page. This is the home page. You have your main nav across the top here. I always go right to the music and tech section. Going in there, you hit another landing page. Because music and tech is such a big category, you have to know exactly where you want to go in it. So I hovered over all the little the second horizontal menu. You have your main horizontal nav over here. Then you have a secondary one across the top. I checked out trends, so you can get to the music shop vinyl and cassettes that way. You can get to it in the new tab, you can get to it in the vinyl and cassettes tab, and you can get to it in the sale tab. So there's a couple different ways to get to it. In the vinyl and cassettes tab, it's got all of the nav options for when you actually get to that page. So when you get to that page, all of these options match the drop down here, which is pretty helpful because keeping it consistent, you know where you want to go, it's easier to navigate. So anyway, back to here. This is the first page. It shows you pretty much, it features all of the Urban Outfitters exclusives that they sell. So all of the limited LPs, the special designed ones, like these are clear, these are blue. I like how it has the option, it shows you the color they come in. So they're not all just the normal black records. A lot of them are interesting prints. Oops, what happened? A lot of them are interesting prints so that you can add to your collection. I scrolled down a bit and the record I'm looking for is right on the first page. It's buried in with all of the exclusives because it's kind of new and it's a picture disc, which is pretty cool. So I decided to navigate around a little bit more to see how this vertical nav on the side worked. And then you go into the bestsellers and it's got all the popular albums that are doing really well right now, the new classics, mostly albums from the early 2000s. The Hot Fuss album, I think, was 2003. That's all early stuff. Limp Bizkit, way before the 2000s. And then it's got the TLC, Nirvana, Alanis Morissette. Yeah, you're getting back there in the new classics. So there's nothing really new about them. They're just classics. And then you go into the legend, and then you get the real classics, the Sinatra, Paul McCartney, Prince, and Michael Jackson, of course. Then you go down to soundtracks, and again, there's the record I'm looking for. So it's twice I found the record I'm looking for pretty easily. So I wanted to continue browsing because on here, after you get through clicking through here, you can even sort it by artist or genre and the price. So I checked it out and it has all of the artists listed in alphabetical order, but it doesn't go all the way down. Like you have to hit see more to get the whole alphabetical list A through Z, which I think is a nice aspect because the whole alphabet, there's a lot of different artists and that's just you're scrolling forever to try and find who you're looking for. So I thought that that was pretty interesting. And after you get through the artists, you can go sort it by genre, and that'll sort the records for what you're looking for there, and then by price as well. I looked at the footer on each page, and the footer is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's got your little help and info, your quick links, your extras, your Find a Store. It's not to navigate around the site. That's why they keep these two horizontal navigations. They keep them fixed at the top of the screen. So while you scroll through the galleries, this doesn't move. This stays all in the same spot. So no matter how far down the page you get, you can always navigate away from that page without having to scroll all the way to the top or try to find all the way at the bottom. Try and find somewhere to get off the page. Keeping everything consistent along the bottom and keeping this horizontal nav fixed, I think that's really helpful for scrolling through any type of gallery page like this. It gets to be a lot. I like that they keep the gallery consistent. Like all the photos are pretty much the same. All the records are displayed very similarly, and I feel like it's a really great way to lay out everything on the page. It makes things easier for the user. You're not searching through a bunch of different it's not like an eBay where you have to look at the tiny little thumbnail. You have a nice big picture of exactly what you're looking for. And scrolling back to the top here, I like they really distinguish the landing page. You know you're on the music and tech page, even though it doesn't say it. Oh yeah, it just grays that out a little bit. They probably would have benefited from putting another heading down here instead of just these big photographs advertising things, because without looking right there, you could get a little lost on what page you're on, but you know you're not looking at clothing or accessories yet because you're focusing on cameras and books here. And it's pretty different from, where'd I go here? The home page here where all they feature is their clothing.